Well, hello and welcome people to the internet to another adventure. My name is Ganyonz and we are jumping back into Striving for Light Survival. This time we're going to be doing a dedicated range build. There's some people who, pointed out the fact that I went with our male unknown wanderer that clearly says that he does not like projectile damage. However, when I jumped into the match, playing it for basically the first time, I was like, I don't know that I necessarily like the short sword build, so I started building projectile. Well, this time we're going to go really heavy into the projectile build. We're going to be building around Swirl. So Swirl here is kind of ridiculous. Basically, it makes it so that any projectiles we throw out are going to kind of orbit around us. Not in a complete circle, but kind of just like you would expect an orbit to, and it kind of spans out farther and farther. And we just build a swirling, just whirlpool of absolute death. So for a melee weapon, I'm just going to go with the sugarcane here. I did unlock a few other things since the last time. I've played a little bit since the last time I recorded. So melee weapons, I don't really have anything too special. And one thing that I did comment on in the first video that we played on, I was like, I don't know that these weapons are all too different. If you look at like the short sword, flail, scythe, they're all kind of similar. A lot of the more unique weapons are down here at the bottom, so I'll have to go unlock those. Don't really care about the melee weapons, so I'm just going to go with the sugarcane just for a little bit of extra collection range. I mean, the short sword is an extra 5%, but overall, we're just going to go with this. It also has a little bit of knockback, although I guess this has more knockback. But we'll go with the sugarcane because it's kind of funny looking. For our range weapon here, we're going to go with the lightning staff today. Projectile hits create 2 replicating projectiles which target nearby enemies, so just more projectile damage. And for our skills, so this is something that I didn't really play with in our first video. So if you're your first time seeing Striving for Light, what is this down here? So basically, if you didn't see the first video, if you did, you'll all be familiar with this. But basically, the skill tree is a procedurally generated, just complete web of skill ups that we can take. And because it's procedurally generated, basically, if you have none of these selected, you'll see this down here, 3 additional random skills we add to your skill spawn pool. So basically, if we don't have anything selected, it's going to be completely random. However, you can kind of select which skills you want to appear in your tree. So these are the ones that I've picked. So Swirl is the one that we're going to mainly be focused on. We also have Revert Shot, so that projectiles return to you. Basically just, actually, I might actually want that off. I don't know how that stacks with Swirl, but I think I'm actually going to turn this off. We have Scattering Projectiles, so kind of what we already have on this weapon here, just splitting the projectiles so they make more. This is a really important one, Projectile Multiplier. So basically we're just going to be throwing out more projectiles. We have some different types of projectiles. We have Bleeding Swirl. We have Fragmentation here. Defeated enemies turn into 4 projectiles, and then they just scatter out. We have some meteors to cast, and then the rest of the tree is going to kind of be random. Oh, we also have Bursting Shot. Your projectile hits cause defeated enemies to explode, so we'll be doing some explosion damage as well. Basically, anything that scales with projectiles or projectile weapons I've taken. I haven't taken the companions yet. We're just going to everything else is going to be random. So there's going to be 4 additional skills that we can get, so let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to choose our map here. I'm going to go to the basement today. It is just a map tier 1, but I'm looking to just unlock some stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the basement. All right, so we're gonna have to level up here. Now, if you did miss the first episode, this is kind of a Brotato style bullet heaven where we're gonna be just defeating enemies in very short burst waves. And if you don't collect all your experience, it's going to stack up at the end of the round, and for every 10 experience points that you don't get, it's going to turn into an elite enemy in the next wave. And that elite enemy has a chance to drop, better drops. It can also drop it will also drop a larger experience shards, which basically is the equivalent of 10. All right, now here is our web here. So I am looking for, we do have an additional projectile here, which is quite nice. We also have our Swirl right off the start. That is huge. We also have the increased attack speed, which I'm also going to want to focus on here. So we have, let's see, we have 3 points that we can spend. I'm going to start just taking the additional projectiles here. Why can't I take that? Is that not actually connected here? What's going on here? Why can't I select this one? Okay, so oh, I see what's going on. So because it's procedurally generated, you can have weird things like this. Technically, this line is going underneath this node and is going straight to this one. That's why it's not activating right at the bat. And let's see, what do we have here? Range construct. Your range attacks create a range construct instead of attacking directly I don't know that we necessarily want to go with that. And the reason I'm not going with Swirl right off the bat is just because we don't have enough projectiles to really make this work. So I'm going to be increasing other stuff here to start. Cast a stone boulder in a random direction, which is piercing through all enemies. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. And then I think at some... Yeah, we're going to come down here to fragmentation next. So we're going to go into attack speed and fragmentation. Attack speed is very important in this game. Because if we look here at stats, where is our attack speed? Right here at the top. A lot of, like, the... So, for example, this double hit, which we're not going to take because it's a melee skill, but you can see attack speed minus 10. So as you take more powerful things, like Stone Surge that we just took, we dropped our attack speed. So we're going to have to kind of balance what we're taking with attack speed. Otherwise, we're not going to be attacking very fast at all. Alright, let's just smack these boys with the candy canes. Again, our projectile is a little weak right now, but... Trust me, if we get this build going, it's going to be crazy. It is just a swirling, well, a swirling twister of death, whirlpool of death, whatever you want to call it. There's just death everywhere. So, yeah, you see here, we didn't collect enough of our experience, so it's going to turn into an elite enemy in the next round. Every 10 uncollected light fragments, one elite enemy will be added to the spawn pool. But then it will drop big experience, so we still end up getting it. So we'll go attack speed, we'll go fragmentation, and we have another fragmentation here. Very nice. And we have another one over here as well. Increased projectile range, we'll probably want to go into that way. Increased shot angle, we'll definitely want to go into this way eventually. Especially once we start getting more projectiles, which is really the thing that I need to be looking for at this point. I'm looking for that multiple... I don't think we actually... Yeah, there's no multiplication yet. Multiplication is going to be very important. Obviously, we're going to be wanting to throw out more and more projectiles. So here we go. Here are our elite enemies. Ow. Well, we have health already set up here, so we can go ahead and take that. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Okay, let's take out the spider. There we go. All right, so we got the big experience. Very nice. You can see all the fragmentation going off. Everything that's dying is just exploding into a million pieces. We might actually be in a decent spot right now because of the fragmentation to start taking up some swirls, actually. What do we got? We have 3 points. Let's go into... I think I'm just going to go into the attack speed, maybe. Here's the additional projectile, actually. Okay, so I am going to have to go down into double hit here. And again, if you haven't seen the first video, the web here is going to keep expanding every time we take something. And it's just going to get absolutely crazy. Hold up here, just gonna pause for a second, put on my headphones. There we go. They're kind of half off my head. I'm like, I can't hear anything. Oh, buddy. All right, come on, Mr. Spoder. Come on, Mr. Spoder. There we go. All right, let's go in real quick. Let's grab all these. I was hoping to dash faster than that. All right, that's okay. That is okay. Now, at this point... Okay, so I'm going to take the Bleeding Swirl, so that way we have another attack, and it's duplicated, right? Because we already have the additional projectile. I think at this point, I am going to go into Swirl. So I'm going to start... Let's start building it up. Let's go ahead. Additional projectile. Perfect. And let's hop in. And now we've got our build going. So... We're not going to have enough projectiles yet, but you can see these stones here. As long as we start getting duration, now because they're not going to be going straight out and basically dying once they hit a wall, they're going to just keep swirling around us. Now, this map is not necessarily perfect for this because it is pretty small and contained, but, you know, oh, you can see the fragmentation here. Yeah, these are going to start going crazy and just absolutely demolishing anything, right? Since they're not going to be going straight out. Ooh, let's pick up some health here. I think I might actually pick up some additional health too moving forward. Just because there can be a lot on screen at the same time, and if you're like me, well, god dang it, man. If you're like me and can get very visually overwhelmed, that's actually a pretty easy one to get. So is this one, and we'll also get attack speed, and we'll also get we could go down here to the bursting shot. We could go... Where do we want to go? Projectile damage. Yeah, let's just get projectile damage. There we go. Scattering projectiles. That's going to be super nice. This is going to help us just explode in damage. Everything's going to split off. It's going to be great. Yeah, if you're like me and you get a little bit, what's the term? Like, visually, not necessarily distracted, but overwhelmed, it can definitely be nice to have those additional health points just to give yourself a little bit of leeway in case you do get smacked, because there can be a lot of stuff going on screen, especially when you have companions in this game, because you can basically have summons. There we go. Yeah, a couple elites here. Okay, let's go into the scattering projectiles. Let's go into... Oh, let's see, where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Ooh, there's an additional projectile. Sweet. Okay, so let's build into max health, additional... Oh, no, I need one more. Okay. We'll build into that next time. Again, with how many ranged weapons we have, additional projectiles is just going to scale our damage incredibly well. So definitely going to be focused on that. Let's take out the... There we go. Elites are dead. Everything exploding. Once we actually have the exploding skill, there will be really things exploding. And you see here, fragmentation is really just the great one because, you know, things die, they explode into a million pieces, and then we have additional projectiles, and they just spin around us and do crazy damage and just explode everything. Okay, so we want to go into additional projectiles. And we also want to go, I think we're just going to go farther down into fragmentation. We also have another bleeding swirl down here, and we have a lot more health that we can grab. We also have an additional projectile over here. So actually what we're going to do, let's go increase projectile range, down to fragmentation, and we'll go over this next round. Now what I really want, at this point, what I really want is the multiplication skill. That's going to make it so that... So right now, we're throwing out 4 projectiles with every attack, right? That is technically one attack. The multiplication will make it so that we do multiple attacks. So, whereas a additional projectile is just going to take us from, you know, 3 to 4 projectiles, the multiplication is going to take us from 4 projectiles to 8 projectiles. And it's busted. It's absolutely busted. Now, another cool thing is if I want this additional projectile, I just want to make sure that there's no multiplication, which I don't see. We already have scattering. No, I don't see any multiplication yet. Okay, so one of the cool things here... Oh, we get another dodge? I might actually... No, I don't want to go that way. So what I'm actually going to do... So we also have these bonuses down here. Now, if you didn't see the first episode, basically these shards change the way that we can actually work around this map here. So what I have here is Shard of Conjunction. I can actually select this one, since to get these two I would have to go up and around this way, and I don't really want to spend a point here. So I can just make a bridge here. So we're going to take Dodge Mastery, that way we get an additional dodge, and I'm also going to take the additional projectile. Still looking for that multiplication, still don't see it. I don't. I might want to work my way up to... That's a pretty far away shot angle. There's an easier... Well, I guess this might be a way to work down towards. Although, there is a dodge down here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll jump into the next wave. See how it goes. Let's pick up our additional health. Ooh, nope. Get out of there. Yeah, I think at this point, I might actually go for the exploding dead enemies. They're kind of grouping up quite a bit now. There's going to be a lot more enemies that we have to deal with. Ooh, let's go over here. Yep, collect that. Perfect. Okay, so, yeah, let's go... And we get some increased movement speed, too, so we'll get the bursting shot. Come down here to max health. We can take increased... Oh, we have 2 increased projectile damage. That's huge. And we can get the increased shot angle. That's actually a pretty good way to go down. All right, let's work on taking out the Spoder. Oh, we got a Praying Mantis, too. Not good, not good. Okay. Dodge these guys. Come on, come on. Take them out. There we go. That's 1 down. Get the experience, and 2 down. Nice. Get the experience. Grab this. Oh, man, this is a long one. We got a whole 30 seconds. At a certain point, this tornado of death is going to be so massive that we can literally just kind of sit back and not even move and just have enemies come near us. And if we had a decent pickup range, we could just sit there and level up infinitely, but that is not us. That is not us quite yet. And we'd also have to be careful of range attacks, obviously. Okay, yeah, so we have 2 points, so let's go ahead. I'm also going to pick up... There's also increased area of effect, too. I think I'm actually going to pick that one up right now. I noticed in the last round that our spinning blades, which was... Which one? Where do we pick that up? Ah, right here. The bleeding swirl. They're a little small. They're a little small, so I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. It also makes our stones bigger. It makes all our attacks bigger, really. Just makes it easier to hit enemies. Although, you know, at a certain point, we're just going to have projectiles everywhere on the screen. So it's not going to be that hard to hit our enemies, but we just want to make it a little bit easier. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. But really, we're just looking for that multiplication. That would, I mean, that would just break us wide open, break us right in half. There we go. Okay, so let's take our shot angle. Do we have... So I'm actually going to search up here. Well, I don't want multi. I want multiplication. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's on the map yet. Not on the map yet. Okay. So because of that, I'm just going to take increased damage. Just make sure that we can kill everything. 100% damage. Not a bad pickup, you know? Not a bad pickup. Oh, we got these boys. Okay, these do like AoE attacks, I believe, if I remember correctly. I've been playing so many different bullet heavens. Like, there's so many good ones that I didn't play before because I wasn't really like big into the genre, and now they've got me hooked. So, you know, in my off time, I've been playing a lot of Death Must Die. Right, I've been playing well, this one. Striving Dull Light, Striving for Light. I always get names confused. Names, my memory is not what it used to be. Oh, there we go. No, that's the Scattering Dodge. Crap. What else have I been playing? Oh, well, I don't know if it's gonna come out before this, but I guess a little sneak preview. I've been playing a lot of Nordic Ashes. Keep an eye out for that if you're interested in that. We will very likely be playing Nordic Ashes on the channel. That game is sweet. That game is right up my alley. As I mean, you want dopamine? That game gives you dopamine like crazy. Lots of things to unlock. You know, we played some Jotun Slayer, which is pretty fun. It's very early stages, so there's not a whole lot of content in the game, but I'm definitely excited for that one to, you know, develop further and have more content. That was one that I think will be pretty fun once it comes out. Grab these. Oh, I missed one. Sometimes the suction on the experience isn't the best. What do we have here? Piercing blow. Oh, I don't care. It's melee based. We could go for another bleeding swirl. Let's see. What other branches? The funny thing is, it like you can't really. Ooh, there's additional projectiles. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll go into fragmentation again. The funny thing is, like, you can't really. So, for example, if I was building, what's a good example? Down here, right? This is kind of a closed loop. So if I looked at this and was like, there's nothing really for me, I start building up this way. Well, after a while, I can't just write this off. I have to come back down here and keep checking You know, and actually, I should probably be using, not refund, should have changed. I should probably be using these more, trying to find the multiplication. So we can do that right now. So let's go ahead and, do I really care about anything down here? There's a lot of attack speed, but I don't really care about the double hit. So basically right now, I'm kind of looking for a tree that I don't necessarily want to go down. Like this might be, oh no, I kind of like that. Maybe I take down crit hit. I'm not super big on that. We can also get more bleed attack. Okay, so I'm going to take the area of effect. So like at this point, I can do Shard of Change and just change. Well, okay, I'm going to take that. I will take more fragmentation. Yeah, there's a lot of customization for your skill tree in this game, which I think is pretty cool. I think this game at this point might have the most interesting like level up system of the Bullet Heavens that I've tried. You know, there's obviously a lot of different there's a lot of the like Hades boon system that gets used a lot. There's a lot of the Brotato style system where you have, you know, 4 different options and you just like go crazy through the shop. But this one is interesting. I like the skill tree because there's a lot of interesting, you know, level up decisions. You obviously have the different ways that you can manipulate the procedural web. It's just a really cool idea. Ooh, we almost got up to 3 elites. That would have been terrifying. So let's take fragmentation. Let's take, where are we at with attack speed? We're actually pretty good with attack speed. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this attack speed. This one I'm going to change a couple times. See if we can find, don't really care about the health at this point. Don't care about that. There's just another attack speed, but again, I'm trying to find, yeah, there we go. Projectile multiplier. That's what we're looking for. All right, now we've got something to work towards. Oh, and I'm actually going to have to pause really quick right after this round, so let's go ahead. And of course, it's a long round, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, boy. Okay, let's go ahead and grab some hearts here. Heal full. Make our way through the middle. Grab all this experience. Do-do-do. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. Experience. Experience. Ooh, there's another one that I missed over here. There were a lot of elites this round. I totally missed that. All right, 9 seconds. Let's go. Let's grab as much experience as we can before the round ends. Dodge over here, grab some. One more. Yeah, almost. All right, I got to pause the recording real quick. I'll be right back. All right, now I got to sit here and smell my delicious food. So all the more reason to win the run. Projectile multiplier, yes, let's go. Attack speed, and let's also go... Yeah, let's go shot angle. Now that we have this multiplier, we're going to have just crazy amount of... Look at this. Oh, yeah. Especially with the increased arc. It's basically just making it so that our, you know, attacks are wider. We're going to be set here. We are good. We are good. Yeah, I still don't have the explosion, so I think we're gonna try and figure out where we can best get the exploding enemies, and that should like complete us basically. Ah, we took some range damage. Attack speed also wouldn't be a horrible thing. We'll always take more attack speed. I think it's cool. The fragments are really where you can see how this build is working. They just kind of all group up and you just see a giant swirling vortex of death. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Okay, so let's just go attack speed. And just more fragmentation. I did say we were going to go for explosions, didn't I? And then I didn't. Actually, oh, we already have bursting shot. Oh, my bad, my bad. I didn't realize we already had that. So then we're pretty good. At this point, I think it's just kind of like damage and just keep working to other skills and just stacking them up. I mean, look at how many fragments we have. These things are just going ham. Oh, we got a little shard up here. Not that I'm really using those ones. Yeah, look at our little bleeding blades are barely doing anything. They're just kind of like, yeah, we're here. We're projectiles. We do the thing. We make enemies bleed. But, I mean, they die before bleeding is ever a factor. Ooh, 2 elites coming up. Okay. Let's go. Where do I want to go to? Increase shot angle? No. We have just more swirl, which just increases their range. Oh, it just say not stackable. Oh, okay, so there's no reason to build another swirl then. That's super helpful. I love that this game has a lot of quality of life features when it comes to everything. You're scattering projectiles. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's go ahead and do... Actually, let's work our way. Can I connect this? No, it's too far away. Okay, let's go shot angle. I'll work my way over here to area of effect next. Absolutely crushed the elite. Now, I think, to be fair, we are on only difficulty 1 of the basement, but you know, it still crushes. It still does exactly what you want it to. Now, this build does definitely come off to a slow start. The projectiles are definitely a lot slower out the gate than the melee builds, right? Because you can kind of force where you want your melee builds to actually go and hit, so you can target enemies. Projectiles, you know, they just kind of randomly target. But once you get to this point, I mean, come on, is there anything better than just absolutely obliterating enemies? Ow! You prick. I didn't know he was going to jump at me. Oh boy, 3 elites. Okay, okay. So let's go. Actually, I want to take a look here. Do any of these scale off of just damage projectiles? Actually, nothing really needs AoE now that I'm thinking about it. Bleeding Swirl and our Bursting Shot are the only 2 things that scale with AoE. So maybe I don't want to go that direction. Maybe we could just get another Stone Surge. I don't know that that's necessarily... I don't think that's actually relevant. Could just take more movement speed, just for a little bit more survivability. Although, I mean, we're pretty good at surviving. I think we just want projectile damage. Do we have all the damage nodes? We do. We have all the projectile damage nodes. Projectile multiply. Oh, okay. Let's work our way up here. So I'm going to connect here so that way we can just jump over here, increase shot angle, and projectile multiplier. There we go. And now we can just kind of sit here. Especially once all the... okay, maybe not. We were very close to. But yeah, we can just kind of sit here, and if they group up on us, you know, the fragments, they're going to do their thing. Alright, come on, big boy. Come on, big boy. Come on, die. Thank you. Jesus. Now we just have a little swarm of fragments. Ooh, let's grab that. Make sure we grab that. Now just anywhere the enemies go, they're just getting smacked by something. But again, assuming that we have large waves of enemies, if it's only 1 or 2 enemies, the fragments don't really, you know, they can't really take advantage. They can't really do their job. So we really need waves of enemies, because we have no problem killing the waves of enemies. So I guess we'll see how this does. Especially since we're going to have to go against three elites and the boss. Okay. Well. Do this. This would increase the damage. Increase projectile damage. Okay, well, I can't get up there, actually. So, Right? I can't, yeah, I can't connect it to anything. So, what else could we build? I only have one more point, so there's probably not anything that's super relevant. Range and speed. All right, let's go with that. Let's go. Here we go. Boss time. Now, the bosses are obviously huge, so if we get enough fragments going, we should be able to kill this boss very quickly. Right? Because she's just going to be taking, all of the hits. All of the hits. Oh, yeah, she's going down mighty fast. Come on now. Come on. Just go to sleep. 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 And we're so close. We're so close. Take her out. Take her out. There we go. Boss defeated. Basement tier 1 complete. Now, again, this was only tier 1, but you can, of course, take this build to whatever tier you want, and it will still be quite powerful. At least for an early build. You know, like, there are a lot of skills that I haven't unlocked yet. And so I'm sure that this build will only get better as time goes on. But this is a nice, easy build that you can put together right at the start. There's not a whole lot that you really need to unlock. You know, I've only done, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 runs. I mean, you could see the tiers that I unlocked, right? I had two locations that had tier 2 unlocked. And then everything else was tier 1, so I haven't played like all that much, and you know, I've still unlocked a lot of skills here to allow us to kind of force this build. Complete wave 20 with less than 50 melee and projectile damage. With less than 50, I'm pretty sure we had more projectile damage than that, but we did get meteor blow. We also got lightning. Very cool. Very cool. So there we go. That is Striving for Light Survival with a crazy swirl projectile build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Here we play all kinds of roguelikes, roguelites, deck and dice builders, tactical strategy games, auto battlers, and so much more. If you have an idea for a sweet Striving for Light build, let me know down below and we'll run them. But guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ganyonz. I'll see y'all next time.